This thing right here really shocked me. This is going to be a review of the Babyliss Pro Titanium, a heavy-duty foil shaver that supposedly boasts a high-power, ultra-close shave in a robust metal packaging. I've got the box here, a very stylish looking product. I think you will agree. This review is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money and this has been on my radar for quite a long time. A lot of people suggesting it, and as the Amazon reviews show here, a very highly rated product. But you know, here on the channel we've done a lot of these reviews now, and to be honest, a lot of them are quite the same, over-promising and under-delivering. Let's begin with a little unboxing. This thing, you know, I'll be honest, is absolutely gorgeous. Probably the best looking shaver that I have reviewed in a very long time. As we open up the box here, first of all, you're greeted with some safety instructions. We'll get onto that in a minute because there are some important things to know about this thing before you use it. But the product itself, the shaver here, Babyliss Pro, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. Comes with this interesting little pouch. I think there's a reason why they've done it in this way. Again, more on that later, but that's a nice little feel. And again, it feels really nice just taking it out of its pouch. Behind that, you've got the charging cable. Now, this is a 3-meter charging cable, very long, because this thing, after all, is really intended for use in a barbershop. It also comes with a handy little brush. We love those, of course, but you pretty much get those with every shaver. And I like this touch. It also comes with replacement foils. Now that is good because this thing is not cheap. It's Editing Harry here, and actually it is very reasonably priced. And here are the price of the replacement heads, the replacement foils, also pretty reasonable. Now let me get a few housekeeping rules out the way from here in the safety instructions. Straight out the box, it tells you to charge this thing for 3 hours. The battery lasts from a full charge for a similar 3 hours. The charging point there, just at the bottom, when you plug it in, you're gonna see that flashing blue light. Once it's fully charged, that light goes solid. Now, it only took about an hour for that light to stop flashing. However, I did nip out for a couple of hours and gave it that full 3-hour charge because I really wanted to put this thing through a proper test. Now, just look at this thing, guys. I mean, it really is a gorgeous looking product. I did note though, it is very weighty. I wouldn't recommend this thing as a shaver intended for travel or on the road. This really is something that you're gonna keep at home. The other thing though to mention in the safety instructions, weirdly it's like if you're in the UK, UK only, do not use this appliance in the bathroom. So just be careful. In those safety guidance, it also warns against not putting too much pressure on your head because you will damage the foils. The top of the shaver, the lid just pulls off to reveal the gorgeous looking foils underneath. They have give in them, okay, on both sides, playing them for comfort whilst shaving. And if you want to replace those, you can use this little button on the side here, push that down and the foils will come off. You also need to do that when you are shaving. You want to make sure you clean it out, which I actually haven't done, so that's a bit naughty. If I want to maintain the life of this thing, I'm going to need to give it a good clean. This really reminds me of a Zippo lighter, but I mean, just look at it. To turn it on, you've got the switch on the side, which just slides up. And when you do turn this thing on, you are going to notice that it is pretty loud. So if that's a concern for you, maybe this isn't the best product for you. But noise and sort of loudness and power, you know, they kind of go together. So that also did give me a bit of excitement that this thing was really gonna pack a punch. But before we get on to me using the product, let's just take another look at this thing. But with that gorgeousness, okay, let's bring back the pouch that it... Okay, I think this is why it comes with this pouch, because yes, it is an absolute fingerprint magnet. I mean, this is how it was looking before I used it, and this is how this thing is looking now. And and it's kind of gone like a weird, darker sort of tint to it. So that is a little bit annoying, but I think maybe, I don't know, if you're bothered about that sort of thing, you can sort of put it in this, in its pouch and give it a good rub around or something like that, right? And shine it up a bit, which it kind of does do. I mean, maybe, you know, give it some of that. They do wipe off, but, you know, if you're really paranoid about that sort of thing, then I had to tell you about that, okay? Time to put this thing through its paces. So here we go. We're going with the standard. This is 3 days growth. This is pretty much the maximum you want to be doing if you're using an electric head shaver. Initially, I was impressed. Whoa, bloody hell. Okay, that's pretty damn smooth already. But straight off the bat here, I was like, okay, there's something in this. So I continued with the head shave. Okay, holy hell, that is pretty smooth. Let's tackle the back. The first downside I noticed. Okay, that's struggling. It's not smooth. It cuts smooth, but the action of it over the scalp is not smooth. It's not smooth like this thing, where you can go like this. It didn't glide across the hairs or glide across my head comfortably or with ease. And I was kind of finding it awkward, like, do I shave up and down? Do I shave like to the side? Do I do long strokes, short strokes? It took me a while there to kind of really figure out what I was doing. I would note that as a downside, it just didn't seem to glide across the head. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is just very smooth, but this thing is getting closer. Let's tackle this bit. We're finishing off the head shave now. You know, I just persisted with it. It didn't necessarily take any longer than our normal sort of electric head shaver that I would use, because, you know, when you're doing it yourself, you want to make sure there's no missed spots and you've got it all covered. So I do tend to kind of go over it quite a lot, quite a few times, just to make sure, like I said, there's no missed spots. Well, here's my initial reaction after I'd finished the head shave. Look, I can sum up for you right now. For an electric shaver, this is what it comes down to. For an electric shaver, that shaves bloody close. It is closer than that. When I run my hands over my head, there's like nothing there. There's nothing there. Like, genuinely, that's mad. That is on par with the Brawn. That is on par, dare I say it, very close to being on par. Maybe slightly rougher around here, but, you know, if I really wanted to push it, I could dig into the scalp more. Whoa. Yeah, and like take bloody skin off your head. That's mad. That is mad. Wow, wow, wow. That is actually mad. And so, yeah, this is the point. This is probably the biggest thing I noted of this. It says ultra close on the box here, and it means it. Like, I haven't used an electric shaver that's got closer to that. It's been a while since I used the Braun Series 9, and so I was trying to think in my head, like, was it as close? And I think the two products were very, very comparable. That is as close as I've ever gotten with an electric shaver, like, genuinely. Closer than those cheap ones, closer than the RX-7. That has shaved my head so close. Like, there's barely even any hairs sticking out. Wow. Happy. That's one that isn't going to go in the bin. Let's finish my summary of thoughts back in the office. But I mean, wow, if closeness is what you want from an electric shaver, I've never got anything closer to a wet shave with like a razor blade than this thing. Like honestly, like the Braun Series 9 is either on par with it exactly, or this may even be slightly closer. I mean, seriously, that is the biggest pro of the Babyliss Pro Titanium. So if that is top of your list, if you don't want to be using razor blades, you don't want to be wet shaving, you don't want to do any of that, you really are trying to find the closest shaving electric shaver to shave your head. You know, if you're like me and you're only rocking the sort of side hair really, because it obviously makes absolute light work of the stuff on top. Yeah, dude, this is it. And I actually had this thing for like 6 months, maybe more, and I just wasn't that arsed about reviewing it because I just thought it's probably going to be the same as the Andis, it's probably going to be same as every other electric shaver that I've used, but actually it's not. It was noticeably closer, like almost skin bold. Shocked me, it impressed me. Great looking product, it feels well built, it feels heavy duty. Now beyond that, let's be honest here, I can't tell you how this thing holds up over 12 months, okay? This is very much a first look review. I can't tell you how many uses I can get out of it before I need to replace the foils and the cutting blades. If the top of your list, like I said, is something that you know is gonna cut close, then this does it. Everything about it is stylish. The button on the side and the little cap that goes on it. Like, I do actually really like it. I was very like, meh before, but actually I really like this thing. Let's talk about some of the downsides. It's not the cheapest electric shaver. I think that weight for a lot of people is going to put them off if you want something that you can use at home and chuck in the bag. You know, it's a lot heavier than the RX-7 that I was using. You can't use it in the wet. Of course, it warns, you know, no water, none of that. You don't want to be putting cream on your head and water and things like that. I really don't think it would do well with that. It just wasn't that comfortable in terms of like, you can see it kind of like getting stuck or dragging. You know, maybe that's the way up if you want something that's going to shave as close as humanly possible, electric shaver wise. You know, maybe it really does have to get close, which is why it kind of dragged across my head a little bit. Now, irritation, I couldn't really see the back of my neck, but here are a few clips of how that was maybe looking. So you be the judge there. I didn't notice any like major heat or hotness, maybe ever so slightly, but that's very normal for me and electric shavers. After I reviewed this product, I went to the gym and it wasn't, you know, I wasn't thinking, oh no, God, that's really sore or anything like that. Again, if you're really adamant on getting the closest shave, could be an everyday thing or at most an every other day use case scenario. But to get the bald on the sides, I mean, wow, this really did it. So there you go. I mean, that is going to pretty much summarize my head shaving review of the Babyliss Pro Titanium. If the closest possible shave with an electric shaver is at the top of your list, then this thing is pretty much unbeatable. I hope that review has helped you. If you've been looking at this product or other similar products, then, you know, hopefully that can help you and inform your purchasing decision. I've given you the pros and cons. I've given you a look at everything that you get in the box for your money and given you a cheeky little demonstration there. So listen, I hope it helps you out and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Boom! Video on that coming soon. You and me belong together. Today we've got Guatemalan single origin from Morrison's. Number 4 on the strength chart, the Babyliss Pro. Babyliss. Absolutely gorge. I mean, wow. Wowee. So that's the noise thing. That Guatemalan single origin really hitting the spot. But what I will say, look, let's just quit yapping, really trying to compare and over-promising and it also comes, what else does it come with? This is, I'm recording this section of the review the next day. Put that there, so I've got 2 mics, wow. 2 mics for extra safe. Extra safety. I always recommend going extra safe, guys. Okay, that's enough of that. Talk about love, love, love. Talk about love. I do enjoy a good sing-song. I can't believe what we're doing here. Wow, 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 wow-wee. Wow-wee, guys. This. Talk about love. Ooh. Let me finish my coffee as we get into it. Mate, the fingerprints on this is outrageous. Because I'll be honest, when you do these vids, you do have to like G yourself up a bit, you know? Hence the coffee. But the sun is absolutely booming out there today. It's looking so good. So buzzing for that. What do you think of that little light there? Is that too much? Boop. Boop. Maybe we should put that out of frame. Oh, sod it. It's not that serious, is it? Oh, happy with that. Here we go then.